Much has changed in community development over its 50-year history. But I think these three core values have been at the bedrock throughout and continue to be at the bedrock. And I write community voice parentheses power because if you read about or talk to people about community development, you'll hear this theme, but people use very different language. And some of that is a political difference. Some of that may be a semantic difference. Some of it might be your audience. So, people might talk about the importance of civic engagement and community voice. And other times we talk about it with maybe a little more edge and talk about power and changing power dynamics in places. But clearly community development at its root is about supporting the agency and power of low and moderate income people to shape their lives and the lives of their community. And that comes through again and again and again. We also have a core value around economic opportunity or economic justice. Again, different folks use different words, but clearly this field is oriented around lifting up people's economic status, both their income and their wealth. We do other things. It might be social things that we do. We might offer recreational programs, but at its core, we're about lifting people up economically. We're not a medical field. We're not oriented around delivering healthcare. We may be involved in education, but we're not schools. So economic opportunity, economic justice has always been at the core. And then again, different words: inclusion, racial justice, racial equity. But from the very beginning, the community development movement emerged out of the civil rights struggle. It was very much part of that. And to this day, racial equity, racial justice is at the core of what we're doing. Now, sometimes these values can come into conflict, or it can be unclear exactly what we should do to advance these values. The most obvious example is in a suburban community where perhaps the voice of the community is to exclude people. And that would not be in keeping with community development values. You can see that in all sorts of communities. So to some degree, that's when community development gets interesting and when creative solutions can be brought to bear. But these are not like pick one and go with it. You have to do all three all the time, in my view, if you want to be involved in community development.